Flano, massive occasion. Tell me how the boys looking up forward to it after a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's always Anzac Day, be the Roosters. It's a privilege to be involved, and it's a great day. And I think we'll have some good weather tomorrow as well. So the boys are really excited. They always pencil it in. Making sure that they're in the team to play on this day. So really looking forward to it.
We asked you after the Manly game about that last year. It's hard to avoid. What have you used from that experience to drive them forward this week?
I think the experience part we've got to take away, but there's it's a new team. Dragons a new team, completely different. So the players that are involved and coaching and staff have all got to take away something from that game last year, and there's little bits and pieces that we'll look at and we have looked at, but as I said, it's a new game, a new team, and we're ready to go tomorrow.
New team, Toby Couchman this year has really come into his own. I looked up this time last year, he's playing at Collegians. What's impressed you most about him, his performances this year? He feels like he's really carried you through the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think he made his debut maybe 2 years ago, and then last year he was just finding his feet in the NRL. It's a pretty tough job in the front row. Like, he's not the biggest man. He's really athletic and super fit. But I thought last year both him and Ryan were finding their feet as NRL front rowers, and they did that. They had some tough days and they had some good days, and puts them in good stead for this year. And we always knew this is probably going to be the start of a real good long career for both of those boys. Unfortunately, Ryan's did his ACL and he's out for the year, but he'll come back bigger and better, and he's in the gym training real hard at the moment. So I just think age and experience, especially in those positions, if the best time for a front row is 26, 28 years old. We've got a lot of good football in front of us with those two boys.
Just speak to age and experience then. How important is Emre returning this weekend in that respect?
Yeah, he's an experienced player. Been out for a couple of weeks and trained really hard, and then we lose Hamish Stewart to a HIA, so it's a really good replacement for us to come in and a bit of experience, tidy up that middle for us.
Facing the Roosters, is it tough to face? There's always an added element of danger facing sides who are kind of struggling to find their feet.
I think that's the NRL. It's really hard to hold form, and it's really hard to judge form against sides, because they could be poor one week and really good the next. The competition is so even, so it's a tricky one. But Anzac Day, be the Roosters, we know where they're going to come out ready to play, so we'll be ready.
This game tomorrow, Flano, it's more than just a football game in many respects, right? How do you, I suppose, control emotion and not ensure the boys are too exhausted or gone too far before kick-off even?
Yeah, that's probably a good question based on the way we're approached this week. That sometimes you can play your game before you get there, and being an experienced side that we are, a lot of boys played last year. We're a new team. A lot of boys haven't played, but the majority have. And playing in big games like tomorrow, you need to gain that experience. And I think we're in a good place to not go and use up all our energy, excitement before kick-off, to be ready to go come 4 o'clock.
This is a bit of a chance to. You guys have probably been flying under the radar a bit this year, Flano. You go win-loss. You got 2 wins now, 3 in a row. Would that be a chance to say we're a genuine top 8 side?
I'm not going to put our hand up to say we're a top 8 side. We're just got to do it consistently. I thought last year, we had some good wins. We beat some top 4 sides. We beat Melbourne down in Melbourne, but we didn't back it up. And this year it's about being consistent. And we've got 2 in a row, but we need to put a good month of football together. To be fair, I think we've played pretty consistent. Haven't got some wins there. We let Leeds go, but overall, you'd give it probably one more win in the bank. You would give it a tick as our start of our season, but we've got to continue. The job's not done.
Does the Roosters' form, I know coaches say they don't look at the opposition, but does their form this early part of the year make them a bit of a dangerous prospect? Like, you don't know which team's going to come out each week.
Oh, I know what team's going to come out. Yeah. A team with James Tedesco and that club, the history of it, the history of the day, the importance of the day. I know what team's going to turn up.
Your preparation, you're camping in Coogee tonight, I believe. Take us into the mindset around that and why it's important to, I don't know, galvanise before a big game. Is that part of it?
Yeah, well, we've got to understand what a club the St George Illawarra Dragons are. We basically go all the way from, players that are living in Cronulla, from Temporary Bridge, the airport bridge there, all the way down to Kiama. So travel on game day can be a bit of a drain, 2 hours or so, especially to the city. So we're going into camp. We always go into camp for this game, so there's nothing unusual, but still shows the importance of the game.
There's obviously news about the potential 13 games in the NRL. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it'd be great. If it is 27, there'll be a mad scramble for players to get into the new side, but there'll be also a mad scramble to secure your own nest. So we're definitely, we've had that in the back of our mind for a fair while now, and we've secured most of our juniors, which is a good thing, and some of the senior players that will continue to go down that path. But I'm pretty comfortable where the club is at the moment.
Just you obviously had an enforced change on the wing this week, Flano. Sydney Roosters, I think you saw him in the trial and he got 4 tries. What should we expect the same again tomorrow?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
That'd be great. No, Sioni's had a couple of chances, last year through injury and Origin. I think when Zach might have gone to Origin, he came in and had a game against Penrith and played really well. So he's had a few opportunities, but now he gets a real good block of football to show his wares as a first grade NRL winger. He can definitely finish. He's he's athletic, and he's deserved his chance. So I'd be really looking forward to him play tomorrow.
This one, I just saw a report of Flano Latu, is set to reject Dragons to sign with the Bulldogs. Is that's a loss?
Not without a doubt. Yeah, I wanted to keep him. I'm not happy about the negotiation side of it. It's been handled poorly, terribly. Sometimes you lose them because you're not willing to pay a certain fee, or you don't want the player. But we wanted to keep him, and we're not happy about it.
Just to elaborate on that, Flano, what do you mean by the negotiation tactic? What didn't you like that was?
I just didn't like the way that it was handled by his management. It was handled poorly, really poorly. So we've brought that young bloke up for the last 3 or 4 years. We wanted to keep him, and we never got an opportunity to.
We've seen that with Lockie Galvin stuff with managers and discussions about new contracts for players. Is that a concern, an area of concern in the NRL for you?
No, it's starting to become. It's a concern for me at the moment. Yes, I've got some good relationships with agents, and they've all got their pros and cons. But as I said, the handling of this one was been poor. I read that Ricky's not happy with what's going on with Jamal Fogarty. We've got the Lockie Galvin situation, so too big a problem for me to solve, but I'm not happy about it.